too.
Chapter 2. Over the Hills and Far Away. Sir Thomas Scotow showed the road for James to follow to Stace. James waved goodbye to Sir Thomas. This was the first time James would be on his own.
James didn't bring too many belongings with him, since he was going to work in a haberdashery, a place that sold and repaired clothes.
Stace was a small fishing village on the coast of England. James was so excited to see the little village and to see the sea. Now his journey that Mary had promised would begin. He came down the street and saw an older man sweeping. Could this be Mr. Sanderson, who he would be an apprentice for and serve as well?
Yes.
Hi. I'm James Cook.
Hi. You're the gaffer's son. Follow me. I'll show you to your quarters.
Mr. Sanderson invited James into his haberdashery. James was scared at first at his new job, for the haberdashery was very small. Mr. Sanderson showed James where he would work and sleep. He also showed him the harpoon he once found off the shore. Mr. Sanderson was strict, but he taught James many things: how to knit and how to sew. Fishermen would often tear their clothes as they fought the winds of the North Sea. In coastal villages, a haberdasher was very busy patching clothes and making new clothes for the fishermen to wear. One day, James saw some new fishermen arriving in Stace. They were a peculiar bunch, and James suspected they had many tales and stories of places they traveled to in the world.
It's down the long stairs and straight along the close. Alan Baker's entry, Adam Buckham goes, and it's oh Adam Buckham, oh Adam Buckham.
James followed them to a nearby pub, where James would find a girl who would later become the love of his life.
Water, Tommy Cobble shoes, Adam Buckham guns a boot gathering bits of news, and it's oh Adam Buckham, oh Adam Buckham, oh Adam Buckham, with his bow legs, fiddler Billy Purvis plays another tune, Adam Buckham's Rick and McCallum with the tune, and it's oh Adam Buckham, oh Adam Buckham, oh Adam Buckham, with his bow legs. Adam kissed the servant girl, that'll never do. If he doesn't watch his style, Kitty'll make a moo. And it's oh Adam Buckham, oh Adam Buckham, oh Adam Buckham, with his bow legs.
Jolly good. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, Samuel Betts. Good daughter you got here. Good song, too.
The fishermen were amusing people, and everyone had a good time listening to their tales. But one tale about a coin intrigued James very much. It was a South Seas shilling coin.
Hi, mate. What did you get the coin?
Well, let me tell you, lad, I was whaling in the South Sea. Beautiful place. Flowers everywhere. It was nice. The sea was rough. The ship was moving back and forth. We could barely walk on it. We got down off the ship to get into the whaler to go out and get the whale. It was tough to get on there. It was so rough. When we got the whale, we harpooned him, brought him back to the beach, gutted him open, right? A mate was inside of him, and this was in his pocket.
James would write to his father in Great Ayton and tell him the many things he was learning in Staithes. He would also write to his sister Christiana and tell her about the fishermen and different people he was meeting.
But James was getting tired of working. He wanted to see more. What was this coin the fishermen talked about? He had to ask them. One day, he saw them. They told James the story of the coin. The coin came from the South Seas. There was something magical about the coin. When you twirl it in your hand, you could almost hear the drums of the natives from the South Seas and the sounds of the islands. Whoever held the coin, great things would happen to him or her, and adventures would always be sure to follow. The gruff fisherman wanted to show James how the coin worked, so he held the coin up high in his hand. And suddenly, a large whale breached out of the water. James said goodbye to the fishermen and told them he could knit their clothes if they needed repair or if they needed extra garments. James was eager to get his hands on the coin, but how?
Hello.
Hello, how may I help you?
I need some assistance here.
Okay.
Young James said you sold garments here.
Why, yes, we do. Oh, that's so low. Fine choice, it's 1 shilling. Well, mate, I don't have anything of worth. I spent it all on the grog last night at the inn.
I've spent all my money as well.
You have no money to buy for your purchases.
I'm admiring the harpoon on the wall. Is it for sale?
It's not for sale. A real doubloon?
Yes, sir.
Your coin. The harpoon is yours.
Well, thank you, mate.
Easy deal. Thank you very much.
Thank you, mate.
That night, Mr. Sanderson left the haberdashery. Now was James's chance to take the coin. The coin that would attract new and great adventures. He felt by having it in his pocket, it would take him to far and distant places. James took the coin and replaced it with another coin of similar value, and he put the South Seas shilling in his pocket. Later on, Mr. Sanderson came back and found the shilling was missing.
James, where's the coin? You took it, didn't you?
Mr. Sanderson slapped James across the face. The coin slipped out of James's pocket and out onto the floor.
There's nothing worse than a thief.
The next day, the fishermen found out what had happened to James, so they came back to Mr. Sanderson's shop. The gruff fisherman told Mr. Sanderson, "This lad needs to be out in the sea. I was like him when I was young," he said. With the sea, there are no boundaries. There are no limits to what a man can do. He can go as far as he wants to. This is no place for him. The next day, Mr. Sanderson thought heavily about what the fisherman told him. He felt sorry for what he had done to James, and thought of a new alternative for James's future.
James, I'm sorry. Lad, this shop is unsuitable for you. Your passion belongs out there, out on the sea. I'm going to take you to Whitby to serve under a friend of mine, John Walker. He builds ships. He can teach you to sail. He can teach you how to work the sea. From there you can follow your heart's desires to the world's far and distant places. Here, take this. Maybe it'll bring you luck.
Mr. Sanderson took James to Whitby. They boarded a ship. Now he was going to go to far and distant places.
Can't find my book. Have you seen it?
No.
I'll bet Luke took it.
Yeah. Let's go get him. There's Chance.
He's in there, and he has the book.
Let's get him. You'll never get the book back!
Come here right now. I need to talk to you. Luke, you stole that from me. You're a thief. Stealing is bad.
Okay, I'm sorry. It'll never happen again.
Luke, you're good. Keep walking. Thanks for helping me.
Really?
There you go.
Thanks.
at Southwest Equipment and Supply, we are your one-stop shop for parts and services for a variety of small engine equipment. We carry generators, water pumps, air compressors, lawn care equipment, as well as provide parts and services for ATVs and side-by-sides. We are an official KC Highlights distributor, and we even have trailer parts for all your needs from automotive to agriculture. Here at Southwest Equipment and Supply, we've got you covered.
Zendeja's True Value Hardware Store is located in Calipatria, California on 118 Main Street. Whether you're a pro or taking on a do-it-yourself home improvement project for the first time, Zendeja's True Value is ready with their expert advice, tools, equipment, and the products you need to get the job done. Zendeja's True Value Hardware in Calipatria, California are ready to help. Come in and see them today.
Brandt Beef Jerky, the true natural flavor, available near you.
Come on down to Westmoreland Date Shake, where you will find local dates, local honey, local olives and olive oil. Plus you can find Mediterranean-style gifts as well. And don't forget their famous date shake. It's awesome.
I'm not changing my mind about the seminary, if that's what you're thinking.
I'm not too sure about that. Look, John, being a Jesuit is not easy. It requires a lot of discipline. I'm not saying you don't have any. But you can't have any regrets wishing you'd done something else, like joining the military. You know, your dad and I were always good friends, even when our lives took different paths. Through the years, I've seen you try to emulate him. And it's natural for a son to do that, especially because of the kind of brave man he was.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving. Bye.